Hey guys, Insomnia here, back with Team Lightbearer. So today I'm very excited because with the event we did get 80 rare cards, so that is going to be a ton of fodder that we're going to be able to use for this team. So let's go ahead and we'll redeem the card and look at the Lightbearers. Holy cow, that's a lot. So we're hoping that'll give us enough fodder for this team so we can do a little bit of summons here. We'll go ahead and do all of our progressions. Auto ascends, we want to go ahead and auto ascend. We're not going to do the smart ascend. Smart ascend has actually burned us a couple times. Burned us on the Mauler team, burned us on the Graveborn team. We could have got Veden up. So we do have a ton here, a ton of Lightbearer. So I got to see exactly how I want to do this and how we're going to make the most out of these cards. But getting 80 rare, we do have to get them to Elite. Combining to Elite to get to Elite Plus, and then also getting to Legendary and Legendary Plus, because that's the food we need, is the Legendary Plus. So I think on this account we're going to focus on either Lucius or we're going to focus on Belinda first. So we'll just go ahead and start with getting Morella up. So we'll get her up one copy there, and I want to make sure that I don't use too many of her or too many copies of the other heroes, because I want to make sure that I have enough food. So we'll go ahead and get her to Elite Plus. And I want to make sure that I'm not using any of my ascended heroes or heroes that I can ascend in the future. So we're going to save those copies of Falks that we got there. We're going to save the Rain, save the Hendrik, as well as the Rowan. So we'll continue to get her up, because essentially once we have one copy to Elite Plus, we need at least a couple more at Elite Plus to get her to Legendary and then Legendary Plus. So we're going to make sure that we have 2 Elite Plus copies of her. One we're going to use to go ahead and get her up there. And then the other one we're actually going to use, we had a double copy there. So Legendary Plus is where we want to get them. So he will be our first food, which we're going to go ahead and use. So we'll be able to get her to Mythic, which that is the second hero that we have on the team accounts. We do have Iran on the Wilder account. We have her now on the Lightbearer account, but I want to go ahead and see if we can get up. We need more Legendary Plus food. We have Legendary Plus heroes, and I'm going to use my the little Lightbearer gun guy. I forget his name. But we'll go ahead and get him up, because we do have quite a few copies of him. And he is going to be our next food for the Legendary. And I hope I have enough. I didn't have any Elite copies going into it, so there's another Elite Plus for us. So we got him. We don't have any more food though, so we're going to go ahead and build a couple more copies to see. We have to get at least we need a full Elite copy of him, and then 2 more Elites. And we don't have any food that is not Elite or not ascendable. So we'll go ahead and see how far we can get him up here. We should be able to, looking at the copies that we have. So if we can get her up, we just need a double copy of Morella, which will take us to... Yep, so double copy. I wanted to make sure I had one more. I didn't know if I did. So we'll get her. That'll take us to Elite Plus, which I do. So we'll combine those. So that'll give us another Elite Plus food. So we have enough for one more copy of him, I believe, for Elite Plus. It is going to be real close, because I want to get one more copy, which will give us enough food, and I think I might be one shy. Maybe, so we got another copy of Morella, so that gives us enough food to get him to Legendary, but we do need one more copy of him to get him up to the Legendary Plus. So we don't have any more copies of him. So this might be as far as we can get him. But I do have 4 copies of Elite. So if I get him up, I'm still going to need one more copy. Let me go ahead. I'm trying to think how we can get him. I think we have him maybe in the shop. So we'll go ahead and get him up there, which gives us just one copy of him. So we do need one more. And we only have one blue copy. Well, it's smart to send everyone else. I'm not worried about them if they're not light bearers. So let's go ahead and check. Hopefully we can get somebody here, which that doesn't help. Goldless doesn't help at all. A little more blue fodder there. I'm trying to look for one more, which I believe I have one. I think I have 2 summons here. So we'll go ahead and get out these summons, see if we can pull one more copy of him. Not too much help there, considering we didn't get any light bearers. So fleeing. There we go. Who do we get here? Oh, very nice. Zorath. Very, very cool hero. Let's see. And a second elite here, who is... Oh, nice. Another copy of Rosaline. And I tell you what, the Lilith absolutely loves the light bearers. There we go. We got another copy of them there. All right, so we got a regular copy of him. Let's go ahead and get this one. Hopefully it'll be a solid light bearer, which Rowan, very nice. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Our auto ascend. I believe that gives us another copy down there. Which gives me 1, so I believe that will give me enough. Maybe not. So if I have him, I just need one more elite copy of him. Which I got 2 Morella. I think if I can get one more copy, if I get one more copy of Morella, I can get him to elite. Elite will take him there, and then we can take him legendary plus for food. So I need one more copy, which I believe it's going to have to come out of the shop because I don't see any other way that I can get another copy. So we just need one copy. If I have one copy of Morel, I should, which I believe you can buy from the store. Nope, that's Angelo in there, but I believe the Labyrinth store has her. So if I do, which they do, very nice. All right, so I need one more copy of her, and that will do it, guys. I can't believe it for the Lightbearer team. So let's go ahead and do the Ascend. So we'll get all 3 copies of her up, giving us our Elite Plus. So that'll give me enough to get him to an Elite status, which we already have 1 copy of him. So that'll give us our 2nd copy. All right. Whew, that was close. We are two cards shy there. So now we're going to go ahead and use Morella here to get up to Legendary. We do have another copy of her to get Legendary Plus, which is exactly what we wanted. So 80 cards went a long, long way because that allows us to get Belinda to Mythic Plus, which is super, super strong. So not only did we take her to Mythic, as we got her to Mythic Plus, and we have copies sitting there. Look at that. 2 Ascended with 80 cards, so a lot of fodder pulled there, got her all the way to Ascended, and that does unlock her signature item, which we're going to go ahead and unlock, and we're going to get her signature item, get her leveled up, get her all set to go for the campaign push. And her ultimate just went up. We'll take her, I think we can get her all the way, all the way to level 80. Then we'll go ahead and get her signature item leveled all the way up as far as we can. Just like we did with Iran. We've been sitting on a ton of emblems from the tavern that we've been getting from our chests. So not only did we get her from Legendary Plus to Mythic Plus to Ascended, is unlocking her signature item went from no signature item to level 15 signature item. So halfway to max, and she is going to be an absolute just monster in the campaign. If you don't know, she's one of my favorite heroes. She by far does the most damage that I've seen. So we're going to go ahead and get her all set up, ready to push the campaign. I believe we're in chapter 13-24. So we're going to go ahead and do our campaign push, see how much of this chapter we can go through. I want to do one more summons with all the gems that I got and everything. I cleared out the labyrinth. I know I skipped right over it, but we cleared out the labyrinth. We cleared out what I could of the King's Tower. So we got a lot of gems there. So we'll go ahead and push the campaign here. And a lot of viewers said to take out Thane right now, which I am. I'm putting in Rosaline so we can have that dynamic duo right in the very top. And I like putting her right behind Lucius because he protects her very, very well. And most of the time they can't make it through him as a tank. And look at the damage she does. With the stunning combo of Rosaline and the overpowering damage of Belinda. I know that they should be able to push all the way through this chapter. And her little orb right there does quite a bit of AoE damage. And her ult just destroys people, just like it does in chapter 25. Even way back in chapter 13, still does a ton of damage. And short of gear, because using the Belinda Rosaline combo on my main account, short of gear, Belinda on my main account is only signature level, I think 20, 22 now. I do have enough emblems. I have those 80 emblems that I pulled lucky from the island with the keys. So once I do get her to 20, 21, and 22, I believe even 23 will be easy to get her signature item too. Short of having Mythic plus gear, she's a little bit of a lower level, but at the same ascension level. I believe mine is ascended with 1 star, and she is already ascended here. Except I am double the chapters. I'm right at 26, and we're only at 13 here. So she should be able to carry for a long time, I'm thinking here. She is just getting 4 or 5 kills every single time. Still amazing with 80 rare cards that we took her all the way to Ascended. That was super excited. I know we were too shy there, so we did a little bit of a summons with what we had left, but we got it done, got her to Ascended, and she just melts everybody at this level. Which is kind of crazy because the Lightbearer team has always sort of been overpowered, even with the heroes that Lilith gives you, is adding so much more power. And it seems like this team just gets super lucky with the carry, the support, even with the summons, the islands. I didn't have to use many keys to get my first 40 cards. I have 2 teams here that haven't even pulled the 40 cards. So I'm hoping the 6 we get from the final event will allow me to pull at least the 40 cards. Because for the Maulers and the Graveborn, if we don't pull the 40 cards, not sure exactly what we're going to do with those, because they've been significantly stuck for a while. And just look at the damage. She just 5 kills right in a row. 13-32. And I do like Astrilda on the bottom. It seems like he's been doing pretty well, especially with that little push through and then drinking Rowan's potions. His survivability is a lot better than I thought. Every time that I've used him on my main account, he just seems to die instantly. Same with Thane. But it seems like he's going to be another hero to focus on getting up here in the Ascended Lightbearer team. And now we're into fighting fully Ascended teams. Which you see there, Rowan just building up their energy. And as soon as her ult goes off, nobody's really surviving that right now. All right, so up against a Hogan, Astrilda. So once we get it shielded, she's not even taking any damage in the back. And again with the 5 kills. So ascended at this level, super, super overpowered. What I'm also going to do right now is when you look at ascended, even adding 1 star, like I've said before, it adds 2.5% of the stats. So not a very big increase at all. So to really progress these teams and get them to the ascended level, I'm going to use any more food that I get, because right now I believe I do have 1 copy of Belinda. So if we do pull a second copy, the second copy on the faction accounts is going to be used for fodder. So I'm not going to go ahead and get her 1 star, get her 2 star, really just keep carrying her. I want to use her to have the ability to get some of my other heroes up to Mythic, Mythic Plus. Because now that she's already passed the +10 tier for the signature item, all of the signature emblems are going to go to the next hero that I'm working on. And all of the gold emblems, so the level 10 plus emblems, are going to go to her until she hits 20, and so on and so forth with all the teams. But for a little boost in stat versus having a much stronger ascended team, that's what I'm going to focus on right now, is working on getting the total strength of the team up, especially once they hit the ascended. So same with the Wilder team. I want to get Iran to the ascended level. I believe I do need quite a few more copies of him. So if by chance I get somebody else up on the Wilder team first, it's just because of the RNG of the game. But we're just continuing to burn right through this chapter, which I figured we would. So we're almost through it. I'd like to get Lucius up, but again, we need a few copies. So even if there's a point where I do get more copies of Belinda and I do have to use her for food, she is going to be food. Or if I use her even to get a couple more copies, get her up to Legendary Plus, use her that way as food. And this is 13-40. So this will complete chapter 13. So we'll go ahead and push right into 14. We'll continue the push. I am going to go ahead and skip a few stages, just because if we record, I don't know how far this team is going to push. But this will conclude the chapter 13, which they are still carrying the torch for the entire team and how far that they're making it. So let's go ahead and we'll move into chapter 14. As you can see right there, we've continued the push. Like I said, we skipped a few stages, as in 38 stages with this team. We're almost done with chapter 14 at this point. So we went from a little over halfway through 13, all the way through 13, all the way through, almost through 14. So we are on 14, I believe that was 1439, might be 1439 is this stage, which is starting to get tough, as you can see right there. So I believe this is going to be our first defeat because of the shield. Yep, because of the Brutus shield. I think if we tried it a couple times, we could probably get it down, but that is our first defeat. So pushed all the way to 14-39, so 1 stage away from chapter 14 being done. Cleaned out chapter 13. Let's collect our diamonds here, which, as you can see, there is a ton that you get, plus our faction scrolls, which we're going to go ahead and save for the next time. I like starting the videos with the summons for the teams. That way we can kind of see. So total team comp, we do have Ascended Belinda, which is awesome there. We have some better gear for her. It looks like a lot of the team. So super excited. We pushed through over an entire chapter in this video. So we pushed from, I believe, like 1350 to 14, almost 40. So let me know in the comments what you think. Amazing we got her to Ascended. And always, thank you guys for watching.